I'm Godzilla Zero. This year's been terrible, and I think we all know that. So, on this channel, about a year ago, today, I stopped a series called So Fur, where I talked about what happens to fur in the month. It was boring, nothing big was happening, so I stopped. And then this year happened, so now I guess I'm bringing that series back for today. So, starting off in January, everything seemed so fun. It seemed like everything was going to be fine. New year, everything was starting over. Well, a drone strike killed a man in Iraq. Depending on where you're from, you might think that he is a terrible person, or you might see him as a hero. Doing this, I'm going to try and stay as least political, try and stay as indifferent. To Americans, he was seen as a monster. Iraq, he was a hero. So I'm not going to go into that right now. So I kind of started all these ideas about World War III. Around this time, there's also a small virus called the coronavirus that we believe has been started because a man in China ate a bat. But everyone's like, okay, not that big of a deal. It's just a guy ate a bat, and there's this virus that's going around China. We're all going to be okay. Beginning of the year, rough start. Also, Australia is on fire. Oh, and Kobe Bryant died, which was very sad. He died in a helicopter crash with his daughter. But positive side, we did have the Oscars, and Parasite won Best Picture. It won Best Foreign Film as well. So we kind of had some positive stuff to focus on there. Joaquin Phoenix, he got the Oscar for Best Actor. So, a rough start, but we all start. We're gonna get through this, right? Well, in February, the fires were extinguished in Australia by floods that destroyed a lot more wildlife. And the coronavirus started to spread. But Sonic the Hedgehog movie did come out with a new and improved Sonic. And it was actually seen as a very good movie, and it has a sequel coming. Nothing else really happened. It was just stuff still starting off with the fires and floods in Australia was the main thing. But there was also the Super Bowl. Kansas City won. And for anyone who's been on Minecraft and YouTube, Hermitcraft Season 7 did begin in February. So that was just a big thing in the Minecraft community. In March, the coronavirus began to spread rapidly and was renamed to COVID-19 for coronavirus disease from 2019. Around this time, businesses were shut down everywhere. Schools were shut down. There were these quarantinings that began for 2 weeks. But to pass the time, we did have a game called Animal Crossing New Horizons that came out, and that helped a lot of people pass the time. We also liked mocking celebrities who would say we're all in this together and sing Imagine, a song about having no possessions while in their mansions with 10 swimming pools and swimming pools in the swimming pools. In April, there was a complete mass quarantine. Everything was shut down everywhere, and you couldn't go outside. No one was going outside. We did have a little good news there with, there was less air pollution, which was amazing. Dolphins were returning to Italy, and John Krasinski from The Office started a little series where he talked about some good news. Also, Kim Jong-un did have a botched heart surgery. There was a lot of speculation of what was going on. His sister took over for a little while. No one really knows what happened to that. World just kind of forgot. And the aliens are real. It was announced by the U.S. government that there are flying saucers, and everyone just kind of, accepted that. as a fact that aliens exist now. Well, I mean, we don't have real proof, but, well, later in the year we kind of get to that. But right now, all we have is flying saucer footage. In May was the second biggest thing that was actually extremely sad. I'm not really going to go into it now, but coronavirus is definitely the biggest thing of the year. Especially in America, this was the second biggest. A bird watcher was racially profiled by a woman and accused him of attacking her. And this was a really big news story. Sadly, a black man named George Floyd was also killed by a police officer around the same time. This led to the largest peaceful protests in, I think, United States history ever, as people chanting Black Lives Matter. And this all started off as peaceful protests who just want the government to defund the police, which, of course, has pros and cons of possibly less police brutality, but also does have the opposite effect of possibly police could not respond to emergencies as quickly. Again, I'm not going to get into what side I want to be on right now, because this is supposed to be a neutral thing. But yes, those protests and riots would people just scared for a while. And this continued all the way into June. The riots would increase. Black Lives Matter would spray painted everywhere. Statues were destroyed. Some statues were Confederates. The Confederate flag was taken out of many places, like NASCAR. Other statues were taken down, like Abraham Lincoln, for questionable reasons. And Donald Trump, the current U.S. president, as I'm recording this, was reported to have tear-gassed priests to take pictures in front of churches. We'll get more into that later as well. In July, nothing really happened. It was the same lockdowns, all the stuff. The Minecraft, it was a bunch of stuff going on with Minecraft too. Just throughout the year, with the Nether update coming out. Around this time, a small Minecraft YouTuber named Dream started to appear, as he just do fun little things with his friends. He started to pop up with people and just stuff like that. July was basically just what has been happening so far in the year. In August, there was the Beirut blast, a giant explosion which left thousands of people homeless, over 200 people killed. It was another very sad event. And for Americans, the second half of the year is known as the time when California is on fire. So we had the annual California wildfires this year. A game called Fall Guys became very popular. And remember Dream? He's now one of the top YouTube Minecrafters of all time. He shot up extremely quickly. And Mr. Beast did do a video with him and another YouTuber called Technoblade, as they battled each other for thousands of dollars. I believe it was 100,000. We did lose another person in this month, Chadwick Boseman. He was most widely known for his work as T'Challa, Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So far this year had been crazy. Everything was kind of slowing down now. Again, terrible things still happening every day. But we were kind of all getting used to this as summer was coming to a close, as it was now September. Ruth Bader Ginsburg sadly also died, who was a large part of the United States Supreme Court. That was another big thing that happened this year, especially too. Most of the stuff is about America. There were plenty of terrorists in other countries, but as an American, this is just what stuck out to me throughout the year. But also worldwide, there were 1 million COVID-19 deaths which was rough for everyone as we kind of just accepted that COVID is now a part of our lives. And everyone's wearing masks, except for people who aren't. I'm going to actually say this, you need to wear a mask, stay inside, stay safe. Don't think that this is all a hoax. Because 5G towers do not cause COVID-19. Stay inside. Also with Hermitcraft this year was a little series called the Mycelium Resistance and the Turf War Arc. This was a big thing throughout the entire Minecraft community as they fought over grass, mycelium, and podzol, of which was the better block. Most people doing videos grass, others mycelium. Podzol didn't really do much. And now October is coming in. It's fall. Everything is getting colder. Things are finally calming down. Schools begin to open their doors for students, and a new game called Among Us has appeared. It has actually been around for 2 years, but this is when it started to spike in popularity. It may or may not be based on the John Carpenter movie The Thing, which was actually based on a novel called Who Goes There. There have been other speculations about what it's based on. I believe it is based on another board game, a couple video games, and other ideas. But it was a big part of getting through quarantine along with the other 2 games I have previously mentioned. So October was a pretty calm month. Now, November was also pretty calm. For Americans, it was a big month, as every 4 years, it is the presidential election day. This year, Joe Biden won. Many people do not accept that yet. It took a while for all the votes to get in because of all the stuff that's been happening this year. But he did. It is a fact that he did win. We also lost Alex Trebek, who was the host for Jeopardy for many, many years. And this was another big loss for everyone, as he is a part of everyone's lives, as I feel like everyone knows what Jeopardy is and has at least watched part of it or played a game similar to it. Now it's the end of the year. It's December. World's kind of hoping for this year to finally be over. Anyone familiar with the film 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick will be familiar with the giant monoliths that have appeared in Utah. Yes, it was worldwide news that a giant metallic structure had appeared in Utah, and no one really knew where it came from. And then it started appearing other places throughout the United States and northern America, Canada, United States, everywhere really in that area. Many popped up, but some people have taken responsibility for it. I don't really know if we'll ever find the real truth of who originally put it there. It was stolen, actually, so. But on the bright side, throughout this year we did have Dream, who was, again, another great YouTuber who everyone liked, and was able to stay out of controversy. Until December, when it was discovered that one of his speedruns may have been faked and tampered with, so he did not get the credit for that speedrun. It left many people split, as he now has 15 million subscribers. People fought over whether or not he did fake it. He reacted to many people. He reacted poorly at first. He did put out an apology and kind of explanation of, I'm sorry, I said I was heated at the moment, but here's the fact that I did not fake it. It left some people satisfied and others not so much. But now, everything's coming to a close. It's Christmas. Everyone's kind of wrapping up from everything that's happened with Dream to axolotls. Minecraft was really big this month. Sadly, there was another big disaster, this time an act of terrorism. The Nashville bomber blew up his RV in Nashville on Christmas Day. It was a very big event. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail. If there's anything that interests you about any of this, you can always just look it up. But, on the bright side, we do have one thing. The COVID-19 vaccine has now been produced and is being sent out all over the world. First responders are receiving it now. I have known someone who has received it. It has different ideas of whether or not it will work, but it seems like right now everything is coming to a close as we move into 2021. Hopefully this year will be better. And also there's one last bit of racism in this. A woman falsely accused a teenage black boy of stealing her cell phone. Many people do credit this to racism. Others say that it was just a misunderstanding. But on the bright side, we do have the vaccine. Hopefully this year will be so much better. And I'll see you soon, hopefully, unless something terrible happens on January 1st. So, stay safe and stay happy. Goodbye.